Hello, how are you? I wanted to do a quick review on the Acne.org regimen because I've been using it for now, I think since end of May, beginning of June. And what I've noticed is that my skin cleared up dramatically. So if you knew me before, I never had problems with skin, ever. Like ever, ever, ever. I mean, I could literally sleep in my makeup, I know you're not supposed to do that, and wake up the next morning and no problems. I mean, literally it was like perfect. I got a pimple, maybe like one pimple every, I don't know, 4 months or something crazy. I vaguely remember it. Thing was, I started having breakouts and I think it was stress related. So I freaked out and of course I tried a whole bunch of different stuff. Literally, I remember changing everything that I ate. Like thought I was allergic to soy, so I stopped eating soy, and I'm a vegetarian. Actually, I'm a pescatarian because I still eat fish. It's really important to know that there are different options, and I'm not saying that this is gonna work for you, but I do feel like it's worked for me. My skin is not completely clear at all, but it has cleared up a lot, like a lot. There was a point in time when about maybe, you know, for about a year, I felt like I couldn't even leave the house without putting any kind of foundation on. And that was crazy because I used to put mascara on and tinted moisturizer or nothing at all on my face and just leave the house and feel completely confident and okay. But acne really can, I think, kind of weigh on you as a person and make you feel as if, you know, you don't feel as good or you don't feel like you look, you know, your best. And I just, you know, I really wanted to share this because I understand how that feels. And, you know, my acne wasn't extremely horrible, but I mean, there was a point where like my entire forehead was covered, my cheeks were covered. I mean, you can still see I have like a little bit of scarring right here. It's not anything major by any means. I mean, I can cover that with concealer. I was having stuff on my chin. Yeah, chin, cheeks, forehead. I mean, it was like right here by the sides of my face, like everywhere. And you know when you get them and they're like right underneath your skin and you feel it and you're just like, oh my God, it's so painful that it's under the skin. Like you can feel it, but it hasn't come out. I know that sounds really gross, but it's true. And so I just thought I'd do this video just to kind of introduce it. So long introduction, so sorry. I just wanted to show you the package. I just got it today. What they did was they sent me a couple different sizes. I ended up getting the bigger one because I like this product, and so there is some smaller options as well. I think it's 30 days is the other one that they offer. And then the one that I bought is supposed to last you for 2 to 4 months. And for me, it lasts me like 4 months. The thing I normally run out the earliest with is the moisturizer, just because I tend to over moisturize and make sure that my skin is not dry, because the products actually do tend to dry out your skin a little bit. Okay, there is a cleanser, right? Treatment, and a moisturizer. So very simple process. There's only 3 steps. The most important thing to remember is that you really want to follow the instructions, because even now I still play around with how it is exactly that I am applying the products. But cleanser, you only cleanse for 10 seconds. I know that sounds exactly crazy because most people cleanse for like a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Don't do it. Your face will get so dry you will literally scream. So 10 seconds, literally lather it up in your hands really well, and then just put it on your face, and really soft. Especially in the beginning, you want to be as soft as you possibly can, because what happens is Daniel Kern invented this. Regimen is what he calls it, and you just really want to be soft, because he says that the irritation that comes from your hands is actually really what messes up your skin, or the irritation in general. Like if you're using a washcloth or if you're using something abrasive to clean your skin, you feel like you're cleaning, but really what you're doing is you're aggravating your skin, and therefore you're creating more acne. So cleanse 10 seconds only, please. Treatment. Okay, so treatment is the benzoyl peroxide. This is really what this whole system is really made up of. What it has in it is benzoyl peroxide, but instead of, you know, you can get all different kinds of percentages over the counter. You can get 2.5, I think 2.5 is a little bit rare, but 2.5, 5% or 10%. What Daniel found out was by using 2.5, it's just as effective, but it's not as drying or as irritating to the skin. So you put a lot more of this on, but it but it works better. It's not quite as drying. So this is the second step. And then the third step, of course, is to moisturize. Now, I have worked at a lot of different makeup counters and people say, oh, well, you know, my skin's really oily. I don't want to moisturize. Like, get real. You're telling me to put more moisture on my skin and I just want it to be matte. Can we please just get it dry? What's happening, the skin itself is producing oil, and what's happening is it's producing oil because it needs moisture. So oil and moisture are completely different. If you think about it, if you put oil into a glass of water, what happens? They don't mix, right? So what's happening is your skin is trying to protect itself. So it produces this oil to protect itself, but really what it needs is water. It needs water to come into the skin. It's not hydrated. So when you add this, you definitely, okay, first of all, do not do this regimen unless you agree to do the moisturizer, please, because your skin is going to hate you. It's going to get extremely dry, even with putting a lot of moisturizer on it. I mean, my skin just started to like flake up and peel, and I mean, it was ridiculous. Like, if you would have seen it, you'd have been like, oh my God, are you really serious right now? Like, there was a point in time where I would literally go like this and like skin flakes would go off. I know, it's really, really gross, but I figure I should give you, you know, the warning. Would I do it again? Absolutely. I think everybody says that who does reviews on this product is, would I do it again? Absolutely. We have the cleanser, we have the treatment, and we have the moisturizer. Those are the three things. Now, there are two things that I also suggest that you get. There is jojoba oil, and this is 100% organic jojoba oil, and what it does is you can add this to your moisturizer, and especially in the beginning, you will really need this because your skin gets so dry. I know I've said that like 15 times. It does. It gets so dry, and it literally looks ridiculous. So what I ended up doing is I did a couple different like exfoliations with jojoba oil. What you do is you just pour like a little bit in your hand, and then you just take it and then just kind of rub gently around your skin, and that just kind of gets rid of the dead skin. You might have to do this a couple times, and you also want to make sure that you don't try to exfoliate or do anything crazy for the first 6 to 8 weeks. I would try not to exfoliate with it, but definitely, even on the first day, I would add 2 to 3 drops, maybe even 4 or 5 drops in every pump, right, that you use. We said 10 seconds of cleanse, 2 pumps of a treatment, but you want to work up to that. So start with a half a pump, and then a pump, and then a pump and a half, and then 2 pumps. So, and go at your pace. So if you feel like your skin is too dry, back up a little bit, you know, but it will be dry no matter what because your skin has to get used to using the benzoyl peroxide. Okay, then moisturizer. You always want to use more moisturizer, at least this is my thing, use more moisturizer than treatment. So if I use 2 pumps of treatment, I use like 2.5 pumps of moisturizer. It makes such a big difference when you use a lot of it. And the 5th thing is AHA. Okay, first, disclaimer, do not use a lot of this. Please repeat after me because it will burn like you won't even believe. I mean, basically what it is it's like a chemical peel, very, very, very light percentage of a chemical peel. And if you're not familiar with those, what they do is you basically put it on your skin and it exfoliates your skin chemically rather than having to do it, you know, manually or, you know, with like a lot of pressure. Using this, be extremely, extremely careful. Daniel says on his website that you can use this as a moisturizer in places of a moisturizer. I have not been able to do that. It literally, I put it on one time and it burned so bad that I was literally like, I felt like I was screaming. Even if you put moisturizer on top of the burn, it does not go away. And I know that sounds really scary, but if you've used chemical stuff before, you know what I'm talking about. You don't have to wash this off like a normal, I think like the really, really harsh chemical ones you do actually have to wash off, but basically, okay, so what this does, okay, after about 8 weeks, your skin is going to be dry, but there's also going to be a lot of dead skin on your skin, if that makes sense. So what you want to do, but it's going to be healed. You're going to see that your acne is starting to go away, but you're still having the dry skin problem. So what I do is I add in the AHA into my moisturizer. So I pair the 2 of these together, about this much moisturizer to like about that much AHA. This is going to make your skin extremely sensitive to the sun too. So I did all this in the summertime, so I was really, really careful with with adding sunscreen, and of course if you're really sensitive to sunscreen, as am I, there's a really, really good option. It's called Oil of Olay Sensitive Skin UV SPF 15. I will link something to that as well because that stuff is amazing, especially if you have super sensitive skin. I mean, literally I break out from like most SPF products.